Hello and welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. Today is my weekly WIP Chat where I am going to work on a diamond painting and just chat with you guys for a little while. So grab something that you want to work on. It doesn't have to be a diamond painting, or you can just listen while I chat like you would a podcast. Today I am working on my Lady Liberty. Is from the Classic Collection by Hannah Lynn from Hannah Lynn's website. And I thought this would be perfect because today is the 4th of July. I was hoping to actually record this earlier and did not do it. So I'm hoping that it'll go out today. If it doesn't, then it will be ready to go out for tomorrow. But I really haven't gotten very far on it. It was one that my wheel picker chose after I have finished the 26 for 26. And that is already up on my channel. It is underneath my June monthly review. I did complete 26 diamond paintings with drills on them. I didn't complete the diamond paintings yet, but now I'm working to get them completed. So hopefully I will start seeing some finishes. Did not have a finish in June. I didn't think I would because I was really working to get all of my drills on. So now that that's done, now I am just going to have my wheel spinner spin the wheel, and I will work on a certain section on my diamond paintings, and then I will go to another one. There are some that I do plan on working on in July. I actually did not spin the wheel on this one because I thought it's perfect. It is the 4th of July and it would be perfect to work on this one. So I started working on this one on Friday. So hello, how is everybody doing? Please let me know in the comments how you're doing. What are you working on? Are you doing anything special for the 4th? We really aren't. Maddie and Kyle and the baby are coming over. We're going to grill out burgers and hot dogs tonight for dinner. So very simple. And then we're going to have some sparklers that Maddie bought so we can just have some fireworks. We didn't want much, especially if we had Claire out there. We didn't want it really loud for her. And we didn't want to have to go and make her wear one of those soundproof headphones, sound canceling headphones. And Paige doesn't like the noise either. So we thought sparklers it is. And so Madison bought some sparklers. And so that's what we're going to do. Which for us at this time is fine for us. I'm not sure. I'm not in frame yet. I'm down just a little bit lower. And I'm going to work my way up on this red. I'm actually working on her hair. The side of her hair. I will put in a picture of what this looks like. It was already on my table, and I'm not sure where my thumbnail is for this one. So I will definitely show you guys. I also have some video that I am going to put in between my WIP Chat. We, the three of us, Dave, Paige, and I went to Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area last week, and it was mine and Dave's 15th anniversary, and we were there from Wednesday until Sunday. We try to go once a year. Normally we will go around between October and December because it's colder. It's just nicer in the mountains in the winter. It was pretty hot, and we hadn't been in a long time in the summer, so it was definitely different. We had plenty to do, though. A lot of times we just prefer to hang out in the cabin. We rent the same cabin every year. We have for several years. This year, the cabin that we normally rent was not available, and so we got another one that was in the same area, and it was really nice for the summer. When we go back in the winter, we're going to go back to our preferred cabin. It is a beautiful scenic view of the cabin that we normally are in. the cabin that we were in this time last week, it had a really nice covered deck. And so that made all the difference in the world for the summer, because we were able to sit outside. It did storm one day. We sat outside and it was just really nice. I diamond painted some out there. We ate breakfast out there, had our coffee, and then at night Dave would get beer, I would have wine. We would sit outside, and the night air was super nice up in the mountains. And we were up in the mountains. We were on the mountain. So that was really fun. Saw all kinds of animals. Didn't see any bears, and they said that bears were out this year quite rampant this time. And we didn't see any bears. I was hoping that we would see one. Not too close, but just to see an actual bear. But we did go to a bear sanctuary. And it's a place that's called Three Bears General Store. So if you're ever like in the Pigeon Forge area, I highly recommend it, especially if you have kids. But we went, you have to pay like $2, $3 to be able to get into the bear sanctuary. It is on the back of the general store. You can also feed the bears twice a day. We missed the feeding. It was apples. But he said that with us paying for the day, if we wanted to go and feed the bears apples, the next day we could come between 3 and 5 and you don't have to pay to get in again. But we didn't go back. But I have some really cool footage of the bears and of them walking around. A lot of times the third bear, it's not a cub, but it's a young adult bear. That one, they said, is kind of shy and doesn't always come out, especially when a lot of people are around. But all three came out and they were playing and having a good time. So I got quite a bit of video on that. And that was a lot of fun. Paige loved that. And we were there for quite a while. But we saw them playing. The smaller bear, the young adult bear, I forgot the name of them. They have all their names up on a plaque. That one got underneath the waterfall and was playing with the water, putting its paws under the water and splashing. And so that was really cute. So make sure that you wait until the end, or if you decide you want to leave early before I'm done with my video, just make sure that you do take a look at those, because it's really fun. And then I have some beautiful footage of the mountain. I also went, we went to Buc-ee's. I am a fan of Buc-ee's. Paige is a fan of Buc-ee's. And Dave is like, he could take it or he could leave Buc-ee's. But he did go in with us. They were really crowded. And if you are not familiar with Buc-ee's, look that up on, I'm sure they have a lot of YouTube videos on Buc-ee's, or look Buc-ee's up, because it's a really cool place. It's like a truck stop, but trucks aren't allowed there. It is for cars. And they have all kinds of things in there, a lot of food. They have a pineapple drink, pineapple soda. And normally it's not something that I would ever even try. But I went with work one time and a friend of mine said, you have got to try this if you haven't already tried it. She said, it doesn't taste like pineapple at all. She said, it's one of my very favorites. So I took a sip of hers, and then after that, I have been a fan. And to me, it doesn't taste like pineapple. I'm not sure what it tastes like, but I always have to get my pineapple. So I got that, and then I got some trail mix. I love their actual snacks. My husband's not really a snacker, but I am. And my best friend and I are going to Scrapbook Expo in July, and in a couple of weeks, actually. And so we like to take snacks. And so I got us some trail mix, some Buc-ee's specialty trail mix. I was going to get some Buc-ee nuggets, and I ended up not doing it. So I'm taking that. So we'll have some snacks. And then I got my best friend and I t-shirts. We're going to wear those same time. So that way we have matching shirts at Expo. It's going to be fun. But I did that. Paige got a couple of shirts and some things that she wanted. We did go to the Christmas store. It is the largest Christmas store around these parts of the country, or supposedly it is. And normally we go October, November when we're up there, and they are absolutely jam-packed. This time there was just a few people there. We got to take our time, walk around. We were there for a couple of hours. We did pick up some ornaments, and they will engrave the ornaments for you for free. And so we had that done. And then I got Claire, my grandbaby. I did not get her an ornament last year that I really liked. It was okay. I bought it from Target, I think. But this one I got two of them. I had one that I put first Christmas, and I had them put 2025 on it. And then I got her another one this year, and I put 2026 on there. So every year I used to get my kids Hallmark ornaments, and then when they got older, I gave the ornaments to them. And so that's what I'm going to do with her. So I did that, let Paige pick it out. Paige got a coffee mug. She loves coffee mugs. And we also saw Santa. He was there, and there was nobody in line. Santa looked rather bored, and so they called us in, and I said, let's go get our family Santa photo. Paige halfway still believes in Santa because that's just her mentality. And we did not get a picture with Santa last year. And so I said, you know what, why not? So we got digital photos of Santa. I'll throw that in too. So that was fun. Gave us something to do too. So then after we left there, which my favorite winery, and Dave and Paige stayed in the car. Neither one of them are interested in the winery. So I went in, and they had some new wine that I tried, and I bought some bottles of wine, brought those home. I'm also going to take one bottle when we go to Expo, and then I will take a bottle when we go to the retreat in September. So I'm going on a retreat in September for diamond painting, and that's going to be in Tybee Island, which is in Georgia. And my best friend does not diamond paint. She says she's not getting started on a new craft, and she would be like me. She'd want all the things, and so she's not going to get started on diamond painting. But they said you don't have to be a diamond painter to go on this retreat. So because of that, she's going to go with me, and we're going to have a road trip. It's going to take us a while to get there. We're going the day before, and so I'll be taking my wine with me. So I'm looking forward to that. But we just had the best time. What we went there for was our 15th year anniversary. We got married in Gatlinburg, and I like to call the pastor that married us a rent-a-pastor, because I had no idea. I just looked online. I said, this is a company that has ordained pastors. They will marry you in Gatlinburg. So I just picked this company, and then they had this preacher. So 15 years ago, we met Pastor Buddy, and I have been keeping in touch with him all these years, and keep in touch with, what's going on with him, his family, through Facebook. And it is just a really small world, because, I had no idea. I thought, is this going to be a flop, me just choosing somebody? But we all really liked Pastor Buddy. It was a really sweet wedding. We had both been married before and didn't want to do a big wedding again. And we knew that was going to be, small anyway. So we had all of our friends there 15 years ago. Not all of our friends, but several of our friends were there 15 years ago. Karen was there. She watches my channel, and her friend Shireen. I met Shireen, and we became good friends too. My sister brought a friend. They didn't take pictures with us, but she was there the night before. And then my sister and my dad and stepmother and Dave's sister and her other half when we were there 15 years ago. And then my kids. So there was quite a few of us. This year, as I mentioned, it was just 3, but we went ahead. My husband wanted to renew our vows. I mean, nothing's wrong. He just thought that would be really sweet to renew our vows. He's never been married this long. And I said, okay, we can do that. And so I contacted Pastor Buddy. It's like at the last minute through the company that he's now with. And I said, I want Pastor Buddy. I don't want anybody else. And so I just made a mess. And so he said he'd be glad to do it. And so we went back and forth of where we wanted to have it done. We wanted to go back to the exact same place where we were married. And unfortunately, they don't allow that anymore. The park where they were having it done doesn't allow it because they were getting so many people there. Because what would happen is, what they were telling us this year is that they would say on their website, we're gonna marry so and so, and they're gonna be married on so and so day, and it's gonna be at so and so place. And so all of these businesses would come out supporting these people. You know, they were hoping to get some business, and that's how, because of that, it was just bringing too many people in. And so they decided that that was not the place that they didn't want to do it anymore, because it was just causing too much of a traffic jam, too many people at this park. So now what they're doing is they're calling it different names than what the place really is. So that way, when they say on their website, you know, so-and-so is getting married here, it's not the same place, so they don't know where it is. So we went back and forth, and I found a place that was fairly close to our cabin. And then I said, we can, you know, get married there. Well, then Pastor Buddy saw it, and he remembered us, and he said, he sent me a message, and he's like, you can get married there if you want to. He said, I'll do it. He said, but check out this place, and gave me a link. And he said, it's a lot nicer. It's going to be a lot of people there, but it's a lot nicer. The backdrop is going to be really pretty. You'll be able to see the mountains. And so that's what we said, okay, fine, we don't care. So we decided to do that. And then he said, if you want me to, I can even come to your cabin, and you can get married at your cabin. So then my husband and I thought about it, and Dave's like, you know, we could even do that. It'd be a lot easier. Have him come here. We can get some gorgeous pictures against the mountain. And so we asked him. He said he'd be glad to. So he and his wife, who is an absolute sweetheart, she came with him. She took some pictures, and the pictures came out very dark. And I was afraid that they would, because we were taking sample pictures. We were doing testing, Paige and I were, while Dave had gone down to the bottom of the mountain at the resort area to bring them up, because it's hard to find once you get up there. The cabins are not numbered very well, and they're not in order. So we didn't know if he'd have a hard time finding it. And so he said, you know, they love the place. They were talking to us. They brought us a cake. It was so cute. And his wife, she is just the sweetest lady ever. And so she was talking to us, gave me a hug, and she said she was so glad to see us. And then come to find out, they used to live about 45 minutes from where we are now. He went to seminary in Atlanta, and he drove back and forth from Ellijay, which is in the mountains in Georgia, to seminary that was in Atlanta. And so they were talking about that, and I thought, how exciting is this? We picked this pastor 15 years ago, and we have, you know, such a deep connection with them, and that's probably one of the reasons, is that they were in Georgia for a long time. And they ended up, once he retired, and they decided they wanted to go to the mountains, and they moved there. And so he just started doing this. So if we ever decided that we wanted to move there, we at least have people that we know, because we have talked to his family, and they have a big family. So anyway, I've got some photos of that too. She did a video, but I'm not going to put that in there. I'm just going to put some pictures of us. But it was so sweet. We said our renewal vows. I just did it from the hip. I did not practice anything. He didn't either. We didn't really know what to expect either. Guess we should have looked or asked, but it was the sweetest service. I mean, it was just the three of us, but it was very sweet. And my husband got really teary-eyed at the very beginning. Paige did too. And I'm like, oh no. I thought, this is nothing. We're just renewing vows, no big deal. Well, everything that we repeated and stuff that he said that we were supposed to say back to him and things, it was a little tearjerker. So we were all kind of sniffling a little bit at one point. Even his wife, she had to get Kleenex out. But it was so sweet. And I wish that the pictures would have come out better, especially the photos of Pastor Buddy and us, and against the mountain. But it was pretty dark. But I'm going to try to lighten it up. I've tried. I'm not very good at that, but I'm going to see. One of my students is really good at editing. So I'm going to send it to her and ask her if she would mind looking at it for me. I'm sure she wouldn't. But it was just the sweetest thing ever. I was really surprised. And half we dressed up and didn't even really mean to dress up like this. But Dave's shirt matched my dress, which I thought was really funny. It was not planned. I didn't know what he was bringing. He didn't know what I was bringing. And it just happened to match. And so I'm like, I guess that's a sign too that we had a really, really nice time. So that took up Wednesday through Sunday. We went to some really nice restaurants. The first night, Wednesday night, we were tired. We had been going all day, and then by the time we got to the cabin, dropped the stuff off, we went to a grocery store, and we got food and things because we eat out at night, but during the day we snack or we have a nice breakfast, kind of like a brunch. And so we did that. So then we came back to the cabin. We wanted to do something that was easy, close by. We didn't have to worry about traffic or anything. So we ended up going to a Mexican restaurant that Dave just happened to find that was close by. And it's like, it's Mexican. How can Mexican be bad? That place was one of the worst restaurants I have ever eaten. It was really, really bad. So the only good thing there was the margarita that I had. And it was pretty strong. I had to really stir it quite a bit. And then it was really good. And it was actually pretty cheap. It was a really large margarita. It was in one of the larger containers, and it was only $9, which I thought was really good, because if I would have gotten something like that here, it's around $24. I think it's like 24 ounces. So I got that, and Dave drives, so he didn't drink anything. But I got just a taco salad. I thought, you can't really mess up a taco salad. Taco salad was absolutely horrible. I mean, it was really, really bad for taco salad. And it was really expensive. It was one of the most expensive dinners we had. And we went to a really nice steak restaurant. And it was Texas Roadhouse, which we have one here. But we never go to it because it's further away from us and has great food. Their bread is amazing. But it was one of the last ones when we went anywhere. So spent way too much money on food that was not very good. And we got back, and I'm like, I feel miserable. And how could you mess up a taco salad? But they put in cooked peppers, and they put in onions, and they just were not good. The meat wasn't very good. I had gotten chicken for the meat. It was not very good. Not much really on the thing. Their sauce wasn't very good. Dave got a burrito, and he ate half of his burrito. And that's all I can handle in this burrito. Paige had gotten chicken tenders, which she always gets. And even her chicken tenders were bad. It's like, how in the world can you mess up frozen chicken tenders? They had to have been frozen, but they did. So we left there, and we all felt gross. And so we got back to the cabin kind of early. We just sat around there. I diamond painted some, and then we got in the hot tub, and I couldn't stay in the hot tub very long. So I'm like, I'm getting overheated. I have got to get out of this thing, because it really was just too hot for me, because the food was so bad. It was just, I don't know, I was just getting really high anxiety. I'm like, I've got to get out of here. So we weren't in the hot tub very long on Wednesday night. Thursday through Saturday, we really enjoyed the hot tub. Paige got in there twice with us. She got in there Wednesday, and then she got in there, I think it was Friday, and she wasn't interested in getting in there on Saturday. But they have their own hot tub at the cabin, and so that was super nice too. So we had a really, really wonderful time. So now I am going to start planning next year. We are going to go on a cruise. We decided we're going to go on an Alaskan cruise. My husband has never flown. He said he will never ever fly. And then he's decided he wants to go on a cruise, on an Alaskan cruise. And so he is going to be willing to fly for it. He's only been on one cruise, and he's not a traveler, so he doesn't really know a lot of what you need to look out for, how to really focus on getting reservations and all these things. So he asked me, would I do it? We talked about what we wanted. We looked at the ship, and it looks a lot better than the one that I took him on the first time. And that was a year after we had gotten married, and that was Carnival. And it was, I'm not saying anything bad about Carnival, but it was an older ship, didn't have anything on it hardly, and it just wasn't fun. So I told him, I said, it's different. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a lot of fun. I've had friends that have gone before that have told me that, Carnivals, Royal Caribbean is good. We were between Celebrity and Royal Caribbean, and I think we've decided on Royal Caribbean instead of Celebrity. It's one of their larger ships too, but I think it will be good. So I've got to start thinking about that. They're having really good specials now, which is why I want to go ahead and get it booked. I also want to get a room with a balcony. We probably won't use it, but we want a balcony just in case that we decide we want to use it, and then we want a certain level on the ship. So we're doing that, and then I have Delta points that I've been accruing, so I'm going to see what that's going to get me for our flight. Of course, I'm not doing that right now. That will be done next year, but I'm going to keep saving on my frequent flyer miles that I get when I use my American Express card. So I want to get really good seats for him. I want to make it very enjoyable, just in case he decides that he likes it and we can go somewhere else, because it kind of limits us if you can't fly, because he doesn't mind driving, but I really do not want to drive for hours and hours. That's just not something that I want to do. So that's what we're going to be doing next year. And we'll still go to the cabin next November, I think. He said he still wanted to go. So we're not giving up our cabin experience because we just really love it. I don't think Paige will be going with us on the cruise. She doesn't seem like she wants to go. And her dad said that she can stay there. We're going to have to pay a fortune for our animals to be boarded. That's the only thing when we go somewhere, just having 2 animals, and we take them to a really nice pet, they call it a pet resort, but it's just a boarding. But Molly's not, she's locked up, but she has an indoor-outdoor run, and so she can go inside and outside all day. She loves that. She gets to play with puppies, and she just loves that too. Abby, our cat's not so happy about it. That's not something that she is just real crazy about. But she was glad when we got home. Let's see. I need another color. So that's really all that's been going on here. I was off last week for my full-time job. I still had to work. I had to be online, but students were off for a week, and then when we go back on Monday, we're going to be getting close to finals already, and then we will be getting close to the fall session. So that's going to be it's not going to be fun when I get back. Starting on Monday, I've got to start working on my fall courses, but at least I'll be at home still. Come fall, I will be on campus twice a week, and it will be all day. And then I do have some things coming up, some meetings and things in July that I've got to focus on. And then also with my organization that I am an advisor and mentor for at work, we're losing the majority of our students that are active, and that's going to be starting all over again, which is what I did 5 years ago when I started with this organization. So we got to really start gearing up, seeing if we can get some more students enrolled. Hopefully we'll be able to go to nationals next year, because having new students, I don't know. We will see how that works out, but I'm a little concerned on that one. So we're going to start doing some things with them end of July, first part of August, before school even starts back, just seeing if we can get some more students involved and what that's going to look like for us. We do have a state officer who's representing our school, and she's really excited. She is really good with trying to get students involved, so I'm hoping that that's going to work out really well for us. So I've been really busy. I mean, I'd gone to Vegas back in June, and then, or May, and then June I had done, well, actually June I was in Vegas. Then from there I had our family vacation, and now in July I'm going to be going 2 days with my friend, and then I've got quite a bit going on for August already. And then nothing from September on. But I'm really looking forward to September. I think there are still some availability if anyone's interested in Tybee Island, Georgia, for a diamond painting retreat. That's going to be a lot of fun. You do have to pay for, the hotel is separate. It is not included as part of your retreat funds. Go down just a little bit more on this one, then I'm going to have to stop because you guys won't be able to see it. But if you're interested in that, you can let me know underneath the comments, or you can private message me, and I will be glad to put you in contact with the person that is the host of this. Sounds like it's going to be a big one, but I'm almost certain she has some space left. I don't know about the hotel, because I did get our hotel room very early. I think this is that white color. Let me see. I need to get this one done. 9:51. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and do these. And the way that, like, this is the skin color of Lady Liberty here. And on this one, I am going to single place for now. I will multi-place on this, but because this is so light, there's a little bit of gapping. It is a round, and I really have a hard time with skin because I don't want it to show through. And the way that I am sitting on here, I'm kind of sideways, so I want to make sure that I do not see a lot of gapping. So far, I've been really pleased with this diamond painting. It's the first round I have done from Hannah Lynn's collection. I'm still working on that square that I've been working on for a while. As far as diamond painting, I have gotten a lot done since I was off all week. I did some things around the house. I worked in my craft room. I also worked on Jim's Flow. I'm so excited. Jim's Flow, one of my goals for 2026 was to have all my diamond paintings in Jim's Flow. I'm getting closer. All the ones that have come in recently, They are actually in Gems Flow. I actually opened Diamond Art Clubs because I want to make sure that I had the right painting, and then I wanted to look to see on the trading cards what I had. I may have some winning trading cards where I could use it for a custom, and I hadn't even opened a lot of my diamond paintings. They've been sitting there, and I want to go through, open some of those, and get the trading cards out to see what I have, and then not really do anything with the diamond paintings, just put them back on my shelf. But I do want to do that, so I'm starting to do that. But first of all, I want to get everything in Gems Flow. I want everything to be organized, and then I'll go back through and do the ones that I haven't opened yet, which will be kind of fun. So I want to get that done soon. But I was really excited that I have gotten as much as I have gotten done with Gems Flow. And then also I started going through some of my special drills and putting those in containers. I have a long way to go on that one. That wasn't really a priority as much as Gems Flow was. I have 3 videos out for this week. This will be the 3rd one. So I had a video on Tuesday, which is just a short, it was just an ASMR, kind of just having fun. What I did with that was I did about 30 seconds just of putting down drills, and you can hear the pop. So that was that on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, I had my month in review, which also combined with my 26 and 26 completion. I showed all 26 WIPs. That took a while, but it was fun. I enjoyed doing that. So I showed all my 26 WIPs, and then I kind of went over what I'm probably going to be working on for July. This was one of them. Once I get this section completed, probably this row, then I'm going to stop. I'm going to work on something else. But it was fun to see how much I've gotten done, my plans. So if you haven't seen either one of those, check that out. And I'm going to change my WIP Chats to Saturdays. Again, this may go out on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on when I can get this finished and get it edited and uploaded. I don't have to do a lot of editing on my WIPs, but I still do some in case you can, in case a dog is barking or somebody is making a lot of noise, or if I'm saying something, or if there's something twice, if there's gaps. I don't like to have a lot of gaps. Sometimes I do. So just a little bit of editing, and then I can get it up. Last night was crazy for the 4th. I don't mind your neighbors who want to do fireworks. I get it. They want to have fun. But goodness, some of the fireworks are so loud. I swear they sound like bombs. And it actually shook our house last night. It was so loud. One of our neighbors had something. It went off twice. Dave and I were outside on our deck, just sitting out there talking, enjoying, and it was so loud it hurt our ears. So Dave ran in, got some headphones that he uses for work, some earplugs actually. And so Paige didn't care anything about it. I'm glad she wasn't out there. She said it scared her, and she was in her bedroom. So tonight is going to be even worse. Poor Molly, our collie, is high anxiety anyway, and she just shakes. First time I saw her do this, I thought that she was having a seizure. She hadn't done it for years, and then she never did it. And so when she was, I guess about 3 years ago or so, she gets really scared and she just starts shaking, and it's really, really bad on her shaking. So she is taking some anxiety medicine that she takes every day. They did give her something that she can take if it's like emergency, if we know that we're going to have bad weather, or if we know we're going to have, fireworks. And so I gave her one of those yesterday. I don't like giving her more than one because it makes her really groggy. She couldn't even walk the last time. I don't know what happened, but her back legs were not doing very well for 2 days. She fell going up the stairs, and I thought, how am I going to get her down? So I don't want to do that again. But they gave me something else to give her. It's liquid, and they said it doesn't have any effect like that. And so I'm going to give her that tonight, but it only lasts like 2.5 hours. So I'm going to give her that about 9 o'clock, and then I'll make her sleepy, and hopefully she will sleep through it. Tonight, we are going to just stay in the house. I'm around 9 o'clock or so. So we probably won't go to bed till about 11. And so my husband's going to do some things in his man cave, which is a garage for now. And I'm going to be in my craft room and have Molly down there with me. So I'm hoping that that's going to help with some of her anxiety. Maybe it will. And so she won't be as anxiety prone as she was, or she normally is. Especially with me down there, I can be cuddling up with her. So that's the plan for tonight. As far as what I'm going to be doing for the week, I'm going to have another short on Tuesday. I think just showing my diamond painting setup. I think that will be kind of fun. And show my current diamond painting, which will be this one. I still won't be finished by then. Show what that looks like. And so that'll be my short on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, I've been asked by a listener if I can show how I decide on what special drills that I use for canvases. I thought that would be kind of fun. I can do that. I'm still learning. I don't know if it's going to help anybody, but I'll be glad to go over what I do. I also use in the DP enhancement packs from DP with Sparklers. That's my best friend. I can use that because it tells you exactly, what to use, and a lot of them I'll have or may have to order. So I'll do that on Thursday. Start preparing for that one, and then on Saturday I will have another WIP Chat. I might do a vlog this week. I don't know. It just really depends. I don't know. I think most of you that watch more often, you have said you prefer WIP Chats, and that works for me too. Because with the vlogs, I'm usually at home, or I may be going, somewhere in the car. I tried vlogging in the car. It didn't work that great because it was loud. And then also, I don't really have a good way to vlog in the car. I had a phone holder, and it just has the little, sticky back. It does not stay on very well. It falls off constantly. So maybe I need something else. If any of you have a phone holder in your car that you like to use and that doesn't fall all the time, then let me know or give me a link. But don't put a link in underneath the description, underneath the comments, because YouTube does not like that. They do not like when you put links in. I don't know what it does. They frown on it. And I think that the algorithm is already mad at me, and that right now YouTube is not distributing my videos. I don't know what I've done. I know that for a while I was not consistent. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but I know that the algorithm is not distributing my videos, and I'm really sad about it, but I'm going to keep plugging away. Maybe I can make the algorithm happy again, get back in the algorithm's good graces, and maybe my videos will be shown more. Because it makes me kind of sad when I don't know what I've done. That's the only thing. It's like, what have I done that the algorithm doesn't like me? It's not even showing my videos to my subscribers. So I don't know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I'm going to just keep plugging along, trying my best to make the algorithm happy again. Want you guys to enjoy the content as well. I have some things that I want to do. I thought 3 would be really good. I'm starting out with one of mine to be shorts. I hadn't done shorts in a long time. That didn't go over very much either. I wasn't sure if it would, and it didn't. So anyway, okay, so I am going to put in, oh, there's a hair here really bad too. I don't know if you guys can see that. That looks like Abby hair, my cat. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the video, just a short snippet of our vacation. Hope that you enjoy it. And then I will be back to wrap up. This is a view at the table. I'm gonna see if I can get the lake by moving over a little bit to the other window. Hey you guys, we just left Buc-ee's. It is absolutely packed in this place. Did get me a shirt, got my pineapple drink, and got some snacks. And now we are off to our next little adventure. Uh-oh.
There's the bird one.
Oh, there's the third one.
Where did you sit?
Oh, now they're all 3 going to be into it.
Mom.
Mm-hmm. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that short snippet that I put in there. I am still coming down from our vacation because we had such a nice, lovely time. But if you like this video, if you would click on the like button. Also, if you are not subscribed, I would love to have you here. Again, I'm trying to bring back my channel. So hopefully you guys will like what you see and hear. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.